We're doing this again. What is going on, everybody? Guys, it's time to buy crypto. Welcome, welcome. It's always time to buy good, delicious crypto, guys, because if not, then we're wasting our time. It's all working, and I am more than excited to see what's ahead. What's going on, everybody? So happy that you're here. 43,000 Bitcoin. It's important. Jerome Powell has some big decisions to make, guys. Oh man, this is gonna be exciting. Chat, rate hike, pause. We have a bunch of different situations here, but I'm pretty sure I think we're all are expecting Bitcoin to do some major things. And I'm gonna be here ready. This was the previous one on December. They haven't put the new one right now, but it's gonna be coming. FOMC live news right now. How is everybody doing? Well, putting ourselves right now with the prices. Crypto prices as of right now 1.67 trillion, and just waiting for those FOMC decisions. I think a lot of people are watching right now, especially you guys saw what happened with XRP. That was pretty interesting too. Let me know if the audio is well. I think everything should be fine. Comments looking right now. Live chat. Pause. Pause will be decent given the fact of all of our the rates increasing, and so the inflation. So that should be pretty good too. Do me a favor, go ahead and smash the like button, guys. Consider subscribing to the channel. Turn on those notification bells. Do me a favor, go ahead. And that should be good to go to let all YouTube that we are live and ready for what's to come. In about 30 minutes, we should be having that decision. And look, we were seeing Bitcoin doing nice. Hey, if we get some major pumps, we'll catch it. I'm just ready for whatever's to come. It's been a little bit uneventful in the prices when it comes to altcoins, right? So I am positive you and I, we're just waiting to see major things occur. Great right now when it comes to the index. I saw this earlier today. Here on my right hand side, Ripple hacked for 213 million, over 112 million, and somebody reports. Now, that did nothing to me. I don't really think Ripple was hacked. Well, we got a response now from the CEO, of course, Garlinghouse. But it was so quick. Everybody in a way panicking, and we got all these different updates. Rumors circulating, and obviously people already asking, can you give us some comments? Well, he did. So hopefully none of you panic sold, right? I hope none of you panic sold. Do not do that. That's what people want to do sometimes. So our money goes down the drain. It's not gonna happen. So let me know how you guys are feeling. Drop your questions in the chat, because we're gonna be seeing in a few more minutes what's happening with the Fed and the FOMC meeting. We always like to do and come here live because, guys, we're getting super close to the FOMC meeting. Super close to the FOMC meeting. So I couldn't be more excited to what the prices are gonna be, and it's just time to buy more. That's what it is. It's time to buy more Bitcoin, Cronos, XRP, Shiba Inu, all the good ones, Cardano, the rest. What position you guys have? Well, I'm gonna become a crypto millionaire. That's my goal. That's my objective, becoming a crypto millionaire, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen sooner or later. And I'm gonna be so happy to share it with you guys because some of you will also become millionaires, same as yours truly. Cheers. It's exciting. They borrow and they buy Bitcoin. That's true. They buy so much Bitcoin. It's insane. Given some irresponsible speculation reporting, I want to reiterate that no Ripple managed wallet were compromised. Full stop. You know, guys, I'm already used to reports like this saying things are hacked. I learned my lesson. Um, I learned my lesson. I believe last year, 2023. But you remember when Coin Telegraph reported something, I believe, about the ATF? They learned their lesson too. No, we do not want to be reporting stuff without full official statements, right? I think that's very important. Wait for the official statements and you should be fine. So, yeah, Brad is saying it's all good. This is an isolated incident, and Ripple wallets are secure, were never compromised. We've confirmed nearly all the affected funds were converted out of XRP. We're working with law enforcement. So, because it was super fast when they were tweeting and everything. So, no hacked, no hack. Let's see, have they updated the live? No. So we still don't have the live here on the Fed. So I'm waiting for that. We'll be able to watch for a couple of minutes, and in about 30 minutes we should be getting the decision really quickly. How's everybody doing? Cheers for a new FOMC meeting. $45,000. We're much closer to $45,000 right now. That's for sure. Who's in the chat? Welcome. Once people buy Bitcoin with borrowed funds, technically it is the bank's Bitcoin. It's true, right? Like houses. We borrow money to buy houses. It's now the bank's. It's true, actually. You're right. What's going on, Unknown? Knoxville, happy to have you. Dauntless says cheers. That's what we like to see. Welcome. So as you can tell, I'm not in the office. We are at work, but nothing is gonna stop us from crypto, guys. Let me tell you something, guys. It's right now. It's the time. Right now, it's the time to go all in, because the viewership, the involvement in crypto is gonna grow. It's growing right now, right? But it's gonna grow so much, so much. We are gonna see crypto balloon to the moon, and you do not wanna be left behind. Remember what Chris Marsalek said? 1 billion. Let me go ahead and find it for you, which I have all of it here for us. Slowly but surely, 1 billion this cycle and crossing the chasm. It's all but inevitable. What it means is we are in the 500 million holders, right? I do not want to be coming in at 1 billion holders or going all in. I'm going all in right now. I'm just waiting for markets to finally jump in. Many people, including myself, I mean, I was already ready for 36,000 Bitcoin, right? I think a lot of people, guys, we were ready for that number. The 35, the 36, where is it? It's not even here. You know what that means? It means the resilience of Bitcoin is growing. What is going on, Joe 316? Emil, happy to see you guys. Do me a favor and like this live. Let you to know we are ready to watch a little bit, to listen, to see the price hopefully move. I mean, if they crash, I'm happy if they crash a little bit, but that means, guys, Bitcoin is super strong right now. And as long as you stick your guts in good cryptos, you're gonna be completely fine. Cheers to all of you guys. I'm buying more. Every single chance I have to buy more crypto, I'm doing it. Couldn't care about the fudders, couldn't care about the people that are trying to put us down all the time. Just what it is. That's always happening. The live is still not there yet. Probably it's gonna be, listed here in about 20 minutes or so. But in this time, there's always news coming our way. Coinbase, as you're seeing right now on the screen right above me, is listing more cryptos. Could you imagine they saying something about Terra Luna Classic? That would be amazing. That would be incredible. Man, it's time for us to start moving ahead. What is this? State sales and bankruptcy events are no longer a catastrophe. ETFs and corporate buyers keep accumulating Bitcoin. It feels like a new era in a new level of maturity for Bitcoin as an asset, says strategist at Bannock. These people want more Bitcoin. Do not sell them to them. Or do sell them to me. I mean, that's up to you. I mean, I don't tell you what to do, right? Nobody tells us what to do. Here it is. Maybe you see it from a different person. We're going to understand a little bit better. The upcoming bull run is your last opportunity to make 100x gains. I want to change this a little bit. This upcoming bull run, guys, that's hopefully it's gonna be my last one. This upcoming bull run, don't lose it, fam. Don't lose it. Do not lose it. It's gonna be super. If we want, okay, there you go. Open widget, should be good. Oh, I see. Okay. I think I'm not gonna do the full screen. I'm not using my office computer, but it's okay. I'm not using my office computer and things change here in OBS. Anyway, what I was saying is, it's a great time, guys, to buy. Welcome aboard. Okay, yeah, just remember what I was gonna say. If you see a nice 41,000 drop in the price of Bitcoin, they raised interest rates. That's what's gonna happen. If you see a nice Bitcoin drop, they're gonna raise that interest rate. There's another bank that was doing really poorly earlier this morning. I saw it. CODM Crypto, what's going on, brother? Welcome. What's up, Oscar? Love your lives. Appreciate it. Thank you, Eric. Happy to see you. Comments. Also, Oscar, what it could mean is that they are bull trapping us. Bull trapping this way, it's also a possibility, but you know what? That is in the short term. We're already in the accumulation here. Bear market is not happening anymore. It's not happening. So I'm not wasting this time, right? There's some events, guys, that could send us all the way to $30,000, but you're talking about wars and political stuff. Institutions may buy it because of spot ETF, companies buying Bitcoin because of new rule, countries and central banks buying Bitcoin to hedge their inflating currency, the Fed rate cuts. That's what we're expecting, everybody. The moment we get our first rate cut, woof, that's it. That's the one. That's the key signal to go much higher. Once we get the first rate cut. There you go. So you're seeing right now on the screen this one. This is from someone. Sideways pump, bull face pump, $43,000 drop. This is the 1 month, each candlestick. You can tell that we're going higher in a semi-bullish pattern. So next step, next phase, I mean, you're looking at much higher prices. Oof. I mean, that's saying $300,000 Bitcoin. Are you kidding me? $300,000 Bitcoin. Whoa. Could you imagine what the price of CRO? Where's the Crow fam right now? Shout out to the entire Crow fam crypto.com holders. Ben Armstrong is already talking about CRO, which is awesome. Some other YouTubers as well. It's bringing new eyeballs, new people, new awareness. Whatever his background was, I don't care. Finally, I'm happy that people are recognizing the community, right? It's also going to happen with Shiba Inu holders. You've been awesome, guys. For sure, we want more burns. We want more transparency. With Terra Luna Classic, there's a bunch of things as well there improving and more. So it's exciting what the future is going to hold for all of this. There it is, everybody. It's live. 945 people. Let's get inside and wait. Independently. And there you go. Gotta mute that for copyright reasons. Okay, it's live now. Perfect. So we are just waiting a few, what is it? About an hour or less than an hour? And in 20 minutes, we get our rate, our decision. So it's gonna be soon. Well, if you're here, guys, welcome. Oscar Ramos talking to you. Don't forget to smash the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Always happy to be talking crypto, stocks, the economy. We always try to come to all the FOMCs because it's an important event that I think all of us should be prepared and know what crypto is doing. You always tell me the cryptos that are moving around. Look at FTX. What? This is today. This is today FTX. Look at this. $3 at 10 a.m. I saw news that they were trying to repay everything, right? And then all the way to $2. This was some massive trading, shorting, and longing. So nice, people were making money. Even Pepe coin as well. Look at Cronos too, a bunch of volatility, one of the biggest losers right now. In my list, the biggest winner right now is Bitcoin. Out of all of them is Bitcoin. Wow, crazy. So I have it right there. It's gonna be good. Lucy said there are 1,000 projects ready to go live on Shibarium. Get ready. I know. Yeah, we talked about that one. Thanks for letting me know. And hey, we need as many as possible, right? Shibarium is stronger than ever, of course. Love to see that. Good morning, afternoon, evening from the UK. Happy to see you guys. Terraport helps with LUC burn. I saw that. They're already listing on MX, so that's really good. The more the better. Remember, this accumulation phase is not going to be forever. And only those who have the guts to stomach, go and push through will be able to go through it. Like myself. We'll get to 100,000 subscribers. That's one of my milestones that I'm super proud that we're going to be able to accomplish it with way more people coming our way. At that point, sky's the limit. Vanity metrics, what matters is financial freedom. And crypto, with all the money that we've been already putting on XRP, on Cronos, on Terra Luna Classic, on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, on stable coins, on staking, we should be good to go. Don't forget to use all of your staking and earning possibilities if you're an investor, right? Because I think a lot of people, I just made a video actually, it's live, it's Prime XBT for those who are interested in, derivatives, futures. I know how to do that, but honestly, because nobody knows what the market is gonna do, it's risky. It's like meme coin trading, but in steroids, right? When you're doing back in the day, those Pepe coinish, baby Pepe, party Pepe, whatever Pepe. But if you want to take it slightly, chill like me, waiting for the market to come to you, then dollar cost averaging all your way down in projects that matter, like Ethereum, which is making me a lot of money, and Solana too. Just makes a lot of sense, guys. Welcome aboard. Almost 200 people here watching and ready with me to enjoy a little bit of the conversations. So, poof, watch live 2:30, about a few more minutes for the decision on the FOMC. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you find something good to go ahead and check it out. Shout out to my man here on Twitter. I was like Alex Cobb here from the XRP Army. Bitcoin wallets gets hacked. Nobody says anything. XRP wallet gets hacked. OMG, Ripple wallet just got. I know, bro. I know. It's something so funny. Guys, let me tell you something. Out of all the companies that you can hack or you could possibly dream of hacking, you think Ripple is going to give it to you so easy? It's not going to happen. Ripple is so strong that, no. Not even close. Not even close. Ripple is just a behemoth of a corporation, similar to crypto.com, similar to Binance. It's not going to happen easily. But I know a lot of people want it, right? That's what it is. Let's go to FOMC here and see a couple of things. Love your show, bro. Do you have any hacks? I do not have any hacks, bro. But I know it's one that, oh boy, people are crazy about it. And hacks, good job on your DeFi. Good job on your DeFi. You're really putting some great numbers. Watch live. Very good. Everybody's super. This always happens. They always really share this meme. Like they don't even know what's gonna happen, and then just kind of like wing it. But you know what's the easiest solution here for the markets? To print more money, guys. USD, the dollar, they keep printing money. The debt is rising. I am not gonna keep this meme coin for so much longer. That is why you might wanna be better buying, not financial advice, but you might wanna be buying digital assets that have much better economic identities and philosophies. That's why we do crypto, everybody. Because these people, they don't care about us much. They do, but they don't. That's the way I see it. You might see it differently, right? But nah, guys. Things are for sure in better hands in the people who work for better futures. So FOMC decisions are coming up really well, which is pretty exciting. Let's see what's trending right now. Look, Cronos is trending, which is really cool. We have about 140 votes right now, which is nice. 62% of the people say that they're going to be pausing rates. Cut. I know. I think we all want cuts. Guys, not yet. I know I wanted to, but they're never going to cut it right now. It's just impossible. Impossible for them to cut it. 15 more minutes for the decision on what to do. Everyone is expecting a pause. Once we get a pause, I'm honestly looking to what Bitcoin might do at the moment they release it. Typically is some sell-offs, typically. Take a look at the comments right now. If you have any comments or questions, put it up. Are you gonna make a live trade? I already made mine days ago. I make some later today for sure. Hey Oscar, next to buy button, DeFi app, have an arcade button. Do you guys have one? Oh, cool. More people are gonna be coming in here on this page too, because let me take a look at what the prices are saying here as well. FTX was the one. Well, we have time here. FTX. I mean, I see that as as a some positive news. Just in about 2 hours ago, FTX expects to repay its customers in full. Those are some pretty big news, right? Because so many people got destroyed. So many people got destroyed. Extremely bullish, people are saying, which means that they have a lot of money on hand to be doing and saying that. But that could really help us get higher in the bull market. That is not bad, actually. That is not bad at all. Those news are pretty decent. The reason why is because it's all about gaining trust. If you watch the AMA, Chris Marsalek AMA, you know what he said. The FTX collapse destroyed about 1 year of progress. So what we need to do now is gain that trust back from the users. And if FTX is gonna be reimbursing everything, which I am expecting, I mean that's obviously expected, but sometimes they don't do it. Oh, they might get so much favor, and I couldn't. That's something really good. I had just a couple $100, not much, not worry at all. I did have more money in other different places, but they're also going through trial and court and hearings and stuff like that. So I just have to be patient. The thing is that it just takes a while for them to actually have a resolution, which that's not what you want to go through as an investor, right? Pretty cool, pretty cool. Markets right now, only because of the FTX, that one is going down, but markets right now seem stable. It's like everything is already priced in. Do you guys think that? The last one is 7 days. This one just listed on crypto.com, Jupiter, and it was probably at late listing because it's already dumping. Bitcoin is the one right now that is putting some decent numbers. FOMC very soon, very soon. 10 more minutes to go for decisions to be made, everybody. Do me a favor, guys, and if you're enjoying the content, like the video, fam, take a look at the links down below for your free Bitcoin up to $5,000 on BingX. Hey, I have roughly 6,000 or so there. I'm only adding more, buying. It's time to get it. It's time to get it. Because eventually we'll make a lot of content for you guys of all the progress that we've been making. Because here's the deal. The projects that I talk in the channel, they all are building. They all are building. Despite the price you see them, they all are building. So if something stops building, watch out. Watch out. But if it keeps building, well, then why is the reason not to believe and at least hold whatever you can afford losing, right? JB in the house. Welcome, brother. Happy to see you, bro. Thank you, thank you. The Crow Farm is coming. What are your thoughts on Deutschland Mars? I do not have any. It's a meme coin that did really well, but I pass on that one. I prefer investing in Corgi AI, than Deutschland Mars. But I'm not saying that it's better or worse. It's just preference. Soon to be having breaking news with the FOMC decisions for you guys. Soon, soon, soon. Just to give you an idea, all the things that have occurred and very soon are going to happen. Federal funds rate, FOMC statement, press conference, everything. It's all coming together. Some people saying that it's gonna be a hike announcement. That's what I thought. I mean, that's what I thought. I mean, I really thought it was gonna be something like that, but since that people are looking at a pause. Personally, a a hike wouldn't be that bad, to be honest with you. A lot of people are voting. You know, just a few. They want rates to be cut. Yeah, a lot of people no change. So, what is this? Bitcoin retreats to 43,000 ahead of the FOMC, mid fueled by Fed rate call prediction. They're looking at a March rate cut speculation. No, I think March rate cut is too early. If we don't see any progress on the core, on core inflation. As long as core inflation is high threes, don't see a cut whatsoever. We have to be around the twos, high twos, to finally have a cut. That's the way I see it based on what he's been saying for such a long time. Thoughts on how long sideways and for Bitcoin and Ethereum? Well, that's a great question, bro. Because I have to work with what I have on this computer. Stock market, stock money lizards. It's a great place for us to understand a little bit of how things are, looking in the future. Here you can tell the 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 likeliness, the possible prediction based on previous historical data, and it's gonna take us a while in 2024 to finally get into the bull market, right? In 2025, that's what a lot of people like. People oftentimes get upset when I say 2025 because we've been waiting 2022, 2023, and now you're telling me also 2024. People get upset. Well, I don't care, because if it's the truth, if the truth hurts. I mean, that's supposed to be the work, right? What it shouldn't hurt is you dollar cost averaging and preparing for when the peak comes. Because if you do not prepare, you, yes, you, who is impatient, right? You are some of the most, loud people demanding super high price predictions once we're in the peak. But at that level, once we're in the peak of multiple trillions of dollars in the market, it's gonna be time for us to start taking profits. And I will do my very best to identify when the peak is going to be. Because I am no longer, and I'm saying this clearly and right now, I am no longer holding crypto once we're at the peak. I'm selling. I'm selling some because I want to make money, and I want to repeat the process once again. That's the goal. This peak is a great idea of in 2025 or so. That's really where we want to take our money back to our pockets and then wait for the markets to collapse so you really make more and more money. You can also short once we're up there. You can also start shorting because eventually the upcoming bear market is going to happen eventually. So that's what I'll tell you. I'm short on all my coins already, Oscar. What's going on? Nah, happy to see you. Pause is best outcome. They will only cut if they seem underlying economic problems in the system. That's true. That's true. Yeah, it's not a positive thing, but so far he's gonna say about employment that is still hot, and I mean, I already know what he's gonna be mentioning soon. So yes, pause is the most likely to occur. Pausing is what I'm expecting, right? The pause is really neutral, as you're seeing right now on the screen. I do agree with this one. I'll give it a like. You can see it right here on the screen too. And we are about 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes away from the decision. So smash those like buttons, guys. Consider subscribing to the channel. Both right now. People are saying pause all over. So 25 basis points. We're gonna, of course, dump. And 0 pausing. Would that be a small pump? Maybe. We're watching it here right now, and it's gonna come in a few more minutes. The reason why I do the lives here is because exactly when the numbers come, things change. 1 minute. 1 minute for FOMC. Okay, so Bitcoin, what are you gonna do? We're watching you. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna go back to 42 immediately with a nice 1% correction? Are you gonna do that? Ready? It's coming out. Do it, whatever it is. And then we'll be able to watch a little bit of the press conference, everybody. Whatever it is, Bitcoin. 15 minutes watching. Let's go. And the decision just a few away. I start to see some green. It's 1 p.m. Central Time, 1 p.m. Central Time. Pause. There it is. I see the first one. Pause. Rates unchanged. Rates unchanged. Pause. FOMC. I see pause. Keeps the key interest rate unchanged. There it is. FOMC. Everybody, the pause has won. Let's just confirm once again. Rates remain unchanged as expectations. Actual 5.5. 5.5. There it is. So you're seeing right now on the screen the price. Don't forget about the price. Don't forget about the price. Breaking news. Come on, Bitcoin, do something. People are starting to sell right now. Very good, very good. For now, it's what everybody was expecting. And when people are expecting something, well, you know, everybody, things are unchanged. Unchanged so far. Welcome to all of you guys, 200 plus people watching. How's everybody doing? Oscar Ramos here live for you. Let's go ahead and dismiss the poll right now. Does that mean that it's closed or so? Because I haven't done it here on the phone. No. All right. Very good. So those are the news. Federal Reserve leaves the interest rate unchanged. Very good. Go ahead and put it right here. Let's go. Pin message. All right. We're back. So everybody knows, whoever is coming into the live, you know what's happening. When things are expected like this, right? Oftentimes changes don't happen immediately. I've seen it all over. The big sell-off, the big pump is gonna happen tonight. I've said it. The big sell-off or the big pump is gonna happen tonight or within 24 hours. It's always like that. It's like people, everybody's watching. We're all like waiting for it. Nothing happens. But when you are out at the gym working or so, chilling, relaxing, that's when all the good and bad things starts to come. So everybody, we should be able to watch in less than 27 minutes. Watch and enjoy for a couple of minutes, and after that, that will be it. The committee does not expect it will be appropriate to reduce the target range until it has gained greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably toward 2%. Okay, well, continues to pause, not messing around with the markets. That's what Jerome Powell is doing right now. Not messing around with the markets. But the thing is, as we're heading closer to election, and that's something that I think a lot of people have to consider, if inflation is still a topic of the conversation in November, then come on, Jerome Powell, you had some time to do something big and to finally get us back to 2%, and we're still dealing with inflation in 2024. You see what I'm saying? Like, you had a lot of time. Come on. Sell the news event. Patience. Who sold off their XRP? I know, right? Monthly candle is going to be green or red. If green, we go. If red, we accumulate more. You're totally right, buddy. I just got to tell you, like, if we start looking at the 1 day right now, that looks bullish to me, guys. Look at this. This is a 1 day Bitcoin here in the charts. It does no longer, guys, it does not look like we are going back to 38 again right now. I'm telling you, which is pretty exciting. That's exactly what I wanted to see for a long time. Like, can we have a big rejection? Now, if we go and take a look at the week, that is a different story, because taking a look at the week, I very much like the position Bitcoin is having. This is a consolidation, and let's go ahead and bring my rectangle. This is a clear sideways consolidation in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks, guys. The last 9 weeks, we've been having the same price, basically, 40s. So that's creating pressure for one big massive event, which was this one, the ETF. So that took us all the way to 48, but it was too good to be true. Sell the news event, and the price came back to the median. Understand? Makes sense. To me, it makes sense. Like, the price here was an outlier. The price here was an outlier. It's all going back to this, which means the accumulation I show you on the stock money lizards, right here. You see this? We continue holding till halving. We continue holding till halving, until finally we have some great news at halving or prior, and we finally can see $50,000 Bitcoin once again, because we're this close. We're super close, man. Don't get scared if we go to 36,000. Absolutely, I totally agree. Do not get scared, because that's the beginning of the magic. That's the beginning of something much better for us in crypto, guys. So it's super cool. Super, super cool. And I think it's, looking at the The macro really helps you guys and everybody here. Now you take a look at the month. This is the month. Oh man, are you seeing this? This is month Bitcoin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last 5 months bullish. The last 5 months bullish, guys. Good job. We go back to 2022. Guys, when I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding this one. When I'm telling you, like, days are counted now. The days are counted now before we actually explode and we do not return that. Wow. You know, I'm so happy I bought Bitcoin at $15,000. If you remember back in November 2022, we were still here. We were still talking about Crow and Bitcoin and everything. And it was a much painful time. We did not collapse. Bitcoin didn't go away. And our money's still here with us. Now we're 3 times that price. 3 times that price. Right? Almost. And we're still down. Like, we're still down, but we're 3 times, like, that price, which is amazing. Now Ethereum, it's making me money, man. I so love Ethereum. I bought my first Ethereum at $1,000, guys, and I keep buying Ethereum. I bought a lot of Ethereum from $1,000 to $2,000, like a lot of Ethereum. And of course, I don't want to start with a token that I think you might know, called Cronos. I don't want to start with this one because I'm not gonna end. But make sure that this is your last crypto bull market, so you start attending those conferences with different crypto whales. So let's go closer now, guys, in the 1 hour. Whatever happens right now in the upcoming hours or so, it's not gonna matter much. We got what we expected, a rate pause. I wanted a rate hike. We didn't get it, but that happens. Monty's rocket. I know, right? When you go, like, when you start looking, zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. It's clear, super clear. Boom. New York Community Bank falls 40% after earnings. This is bank that acquired the collapsed Signature bank crisis. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. I saw it on Meet Kevin. Another bank crashing. This strengthens the case for Bitcoin. Took long. All banks are insolvent. Like, personally, if I'm gonna do any business with a bank, it has to be Chase or Wells Fargo or the big ones. I really don't really want to go into a regional or a super community bank. It has to be a big bank or so. Federal Reserve leaves interest rates unchanged. The Federal Reserve continue to pause interest rate at 5.25, 5.50 with the latest FOMC decision. Look at this. Fed will cut 1/4 point right before the election. Do you guys think that's gonna happen? Do you guys think, politically speaking, they will cut the rates to benefit the incumbent president, Joe Biden? Because there's many FOMCs ahead. Many. And I know it's all politics at the end of the day. But I wonder if they have the cuts continue lying. It is what it is. Cheers to all of you guys. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to smash the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Turn on those notification bells. Happy to have all of you. Q&A, comments and questions, let me know for sure. Have you been following LCX at all? What token is that one, buddy? Sounds familiar. Just waiting a few more minutes, about 15 more minutes for the press conference, guys. LCX. Oh, look at that. Position 143. Hey, someone's making money. Great job. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know about that one. These meetings are propaganda. A lot of people know that, and yeah, I mean, making the rich richer. One of the most regulated exchanges out there. All about tokenization. I see. LCX token. So it's an exchange token? Oh, I see. Interesting. Thanks for letting me know. Hey, it's booming, so not bad. Hey, I like when crypto booms. I like that. Lately, it's been rocketing 178% the last month. I wish crypto.com can see that. Still, it's lacking market cap, but I mean, the fact that it's growing, that's really good. So, right now, the tokens that change the most are none. Only Bitcoin coming down a little bit from the price that it had. No major changes in the price because people heavily expected the pause. So that's one of the reasons we are not seeing much. But when he opens his mouth, that's when things start to change a little bit. We'll wait a little longer. Well, we wait for him. So, Peter Schiff, it's always good to listen to what some of the biggest bears in Bitcoin have to say. The Fed officially let everybody know it's done hiking rates, but dialed back expectations for when it start cutting. When will it start cutting? I wonder how long it will take before the financial community realizes how bad the recession will be or how much bigger the inflation problem will get. Well, in a way, instead of, because here's the deal. I mean, that's also true. If Jerome Powell starts hiking rates, it's not going to look good for the administration. You know what happens when you hike rates? Things go down. I think a great call conversation from Joe Biden to Jerome Powell or, something like that. They don't need another crisis right now here in the US. They don't want to, they cannot afford that. They have a lot of things like immigration and all these different abroad problems. They don't want the market to collapse or have a rapid change, which I get it. I get it. Diamond, what's happening with tectonic? Holding tectonic, buddy. That's what happens with micro caps, especially in DeFi. But if you're earning tectonic, then kudos to you. That's the way to go. We need another market collapse, you're saying. Agree. Send the market collapse and all the way down, please. Why not, right? I think for people who understand where we're heading, then you should be fine with all longer accumulation phases. But at the end of the day, we're all humans, and sometimes we let our feeling, the sentiment, you know, speak out. People are tired of not seeing extreme greed. People are tired of not seeing their positions grow, and I get it. And that's what I was expecting. That's what I was waiting for. Bitcoin right now. Everybody, just in the 15-minute chart, we are finally moving to a place that I wanted. Let's send something, right? So not immediately after, we got the decision, but can we continue in this pattern? We have some levels, and let's see what happens. We are about 10 minutes away from the FOMC starting, so every great bankruptcy, the problem was China created a system to take advantage of the low rate at American central bank. It's heavily in debt via the system now that they have been able to. Thanks for sharing that, buddy. I understand what you're saying, and hey, China, it's another one, right? Let's go ahead to the 30 minutes. See a little bit more macro here. That's good. Bitcoin price on halving day. I remember 2020 halving day. I was barely starting in crypto, or no, not in investing. I was starting in investing when halving happened. So I was late for that rally from 2020 all the way to 2021. I was barely getting in. So it's been 4 years, and we've done so much in these last 4 years. Cannot believe it. So just going back to 2016, and it was 670, and so many people buying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 Bitcoin. Now they're sitting really nice, holding millions of dollars. It hurts me, but that's the compensation once you do things early. So I am willing to wait for Cardano to explode, XRP to explode, Cronos to explode even as well. I'm not rushing, everybody. It's not about rushing. It's about taking your time, and it's all gonna be fine at the end of the day. We'll make it. We'll make it nicely. And like the title says of this video, guys, keep buying. It's time to buy more, because the times ahead are much better. Bear market is over now. Appreciate it, trader. Welcome, welcome. Happy to see you here. We got a rates unchanged. Pause. And he's going to be coming very soon right now, telling us what is going on. Let's go to live here. There you go. So let's take a look at this summary. I always like to find some good knowledge on Twitter before it starts. So the Fed kept the rates unchanged. This is the fourth meeting in a row that they left their rates unchanged. The Fed statements dropped reference to additional policy firming instead of saying that they will consider making adjustments to the target range. The Fed said risks to the economy are now balanced. Job gains remain strong, which is what I've said, that they were going to talk about the employment, and inflation has eased, but remains elevated. policymakers stress that they won't see rate cuts happening until they are more confident inflation is nearing 2%. Yes. So they will say this, and obviously this is important. As long as we reach that 2% on core inflation, guys, that's when things are going to change. And right now, core inflation is 3.9. This upcoming one in February is going to be the first one for 2024. If that 3.9% goes to 3.5, 3.6, great job. That's it. Then we will see a cut sometime in 2024. But if the change is to 3.8 or 3.9 still or 4, oh man, get ready for some rate hikes. That's my expectations because I want something to move at last. The statement supports the view that the rate cuts are on the horizon. However, March is off the table. March is super off the table, yes. I didn't know. I mean, I wasn't expecting March to happen for us. 5.5. Because we all want the rates to be cut, right? We all want the rates to be cut. Makes total sense. Who doesn't want the rates to be cut? Jupiter airdrop. Wow, that might be good. I'll take a look at that. But watch out for all the scams. It's gonna be crazy. Benjamin Cohen. Once again, the Fed decides to keep rates unchanged until they're more confident inflation is moving to 2%. Exciting. A few more minutes, everybody, and we should be able to look at Jerome Powell speak for a little bit. And after that, we call it. It's always good that we come here together, taking a look at the comments, the questions. Bonjour, what's going on, buddy? Lisbon, happy to see you. I need more disbelief in crypto. Like, you want the bear, the bad, the bloody, you want the capitulation, you want all the panic, right? That's a smart investor. You want people to sell to you because you want to buy cheap Bitcoin. I get it. Because eventually they will come back at you saying, can you sell us back our Bitcoin, please? And you'll be like, no, I don't do that. That's not my business. And I remain a little sick. But we're still here. It's crazy. Allergies, I don't know what it is. But God willing, soon it's out. We need all the energy. And just to let you know, the number of people now watching the FOMC streams here, I don't remember about 4 or 6 FOMCs ago, it was in the 80s, 70,000s. Like, it was much higher because inflation was crazy back then, right? Now, people are not paying too much attention, right? So, which is good. It means that we're going back to normal. We're going back to normal, which is decent. Crypto goes on even sick days. I know. No time to rest sometimes, right? Do you think they will buy all the physical Bitcoins and just let us hold ETFs? No. Well, first and foremost, I think I know what you mean with physical Bitcoins, right? So the blockchain, all the blockchain Bitcoins, you mean the coin, right? It's not a token, it's a coin. No, that's exactly what the purpose of decentralization is. Currency, and from there adjust based on the demand people want from it. Add regulations around it. Make sure that there are clear rules for players, for customers, for all kinds of, parties and protections for all users. That's what needs to happen. But nah, that's the beauty of Bitcoin. You cannot go past 21 million minted, or in this case, mine. Just take a look at USD. Just take a look at USD, guys. Trillions, trillions in debt. For all of us who are millennials, Generation X, Generation Z, most people who watch me are my age. So we were born in the 90s, some of us, and we understand that, oh man, things are changing so fast. Now we have to worry about, oftentimes, our retirement, maybe. What's going to be led, for the next 30 years or so. Are you really going to keep putting money in the bank? Or, because every single day that money loses value, what you want to do instead, either real estate, crypto, Bitcoin, or any other form of high yield accounts, right? I mean, that's what I know it works. I'm doing real estate a lot. Happy to share with you guys that I have 2 rental properties. That's good money. Whenever the interest rates come down and they start cutting rates, guess who is going to refinance and get much better rents, right? Because now I'm going to be paying less to, to my mortgage. Also, Bitcoin and crypto diversification is key. So that's going to be very helpful once we're in the bull market. Get some money to buy crypto, get some money to buy houses, get some money to buy complexes, get some money to buy all these kinds of great investments. So we become not rich, but wealthy, right? There's a big difference. I have a wealthy mindset, and I'm building that wealth. So it's not only my generation, but the generation to come. That's what's important. But it takes only one brave to start doing it. Sadly, but it's all right. Probably your parents, my parents, didn't give us what we, all the wealth, the money and stuff, but the fact that we have an education, some of us, that's enough to bring it, to dare, and to do it. That's it. So I just shared with you a couple more info that I'm following, everybody, and I mean, it's gonna pay off sooner or later. It's gonna pay off, I'll tell you. Just more people coming into the FOMC press conference right now, which is really nice. 33,000, that's really good. We have over 200 here with us. Appreciate that. There's no way to stop adoption. Authorities have a big headache here. They only want a, piece of the pie. It's officially time. So here it is.
Well into restrictive territory, and we've been seeing the effects on economic activity and inflation. As labor market tightness has eased and progress on inflation has continued, the risks to achieving our employment and inflation goals are moving into better balance. I will have more to say about monetary policy after briefly reviewing economic developments. Recent indicators suggest that economic activity has been expanding at a solid pace. GDP growth in the fourth quarter of last year came in at 3.3%. For 2023 as a whole, GDP expanded at 3.1%, bolstered by strong consumer demand as well as improving supply conditions. Activity in the housing sector was subdued over the past year, largely reflecting high mortgage rates. High interest rates also appear to have been weighing on business fixed investment. The labor market remains tight, but supply and demand conditions continue to come into better balance. Over the past 3 months, payroll job gains averaged 165,000 jobs per month, a pace that is well below that seen a year ago, but still strong. The unemployment rate remains low at 3.7%. Strong job creation has been accompanied by an increase in the supply of workers. The labor force participation rate has moved up on balance over the past year, particularly for individuals aged 25 to 54 years, and immigration has returned to pre-pandemic levels. Nominal wage growth has been easing and job vacancies have declined. Although the jobs to workers gap has narrowed, labor demand still exceeds the supply of available workers. Inflation has eased notably over the past year, but remains above our longer run goal of 2%. Total PCE prices rose 2.6% over the 12 months ending in December. Excluding the volatile food and energy categories, core PCE prices rose 2.9%. The lower inflation readings over the second half of last year are welcome, but we will need to see continuing evidence to build confidence that inflation is moving down sustainably toward our goal. Longer-term inflation expectations appear to remain well anchored, as reflected in a broad range of surveys of households, businesses, and forecasters, as well as measures from financial markets. The Fed's monetary policy actions are guided by our mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. My colleagues and I are acutely aware that high inflation imposes significant hardship as it erodes purchasing power, especially for those least able to meet the higher costs of essentials like food, housing, and transportation. We're highly attentive to the risks that high inflation poses to both sides of our mandate, and we're strongly committed to returning inflation to our 2% objective. Over the past 2 years, we have raised our policy rate by 5.25 percentage points, and we've decreased our securities holdings by more than $1.3 trillion. Our restrictive stance of monetary policy is putting downward pressure on economic activity and inflation. The committee decided at today's meeting to maintain the target range for the federal funds rate at 5.25 to 5.5%, and to continue the process of significantly reducing our securities holdings. We believe that our policy rate is likely at its peak for this tightening cycle, and that, if the economy evolves broadly as expected, it will likely be appropriate to begin dialing back policy restraint at some point this year. But the economy has surprised forecasters in many ways since the pandemic, and ongoing progress toward our 2% inflation objective is not assured. The economic outlook is uncertain, and we remain highly attentive to inflation risks. We are prepared to maintain the current target range for the federal funds rate for longer, if appropriate. As labor market tightness has eased and progress on inflation has continued, the risks to achieving our employment and inflation goals are moving into better balance. We know that reducing policy restraint too soon or too much could result in a reversal of the progress we've seen on inflation and ultimately require even tighter policy to get inflation back to 2%. At the same time, reducing policy restraint too late or too little could unduly weaken economic activity and employment. In considering any adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate, the committee will carefully assess the incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. The committee does not expect that it will be appropriate to reduce the target range until it has gained greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably toward 2%. We will continue to make our decisions meeting by meeting. We remain committed to bringing inflation back down to our 2% goal and to keeping longer-term inflation expectations well anchored. Restoring price stability is essential to set the stage for achieving maximum employment and stable prices over the longer run. To conclude, we understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission. We at the Fed will do everything we can to achieve our maximum employment and price stability goals. Thank you. I look forward to our questions.
From the New York Times. Thanks for taking our questions. Obviously, in the statement and just in your remarks there, you note that you don't want to cut interest rates without greater confidence that inflation is coming down fully. I wonder, what do you need to see at this point to gain that confidence? And as you make those decisions, how are you weighing recent strong growth in consumer spending data against the sort of solid inflation progress you've been seeing?
Sorry, say that last part again.
How are you weighing the growth data and consumption data, which have been surprisingly strong, against inflation data?
Okay, so what are we looking for to get greater confidence? Let me say that we have confidence. We're looking for greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably down to 2%. Implicitly, we do have confidence and it has been increasing, but we want to get greater confidence. What do we want to see? We want to see more good data. It's not that we're looking for better data. We're looking at continuation of the good data that we've been seeing. And a good example is inflation. So we have 6 months of good inflation data. The question really is, that 6 months of good inflation data, is it sending us a true signal that we are in fact on a path, sustainable path down to 2% inflation? That's the question. And the answer will come from some more data that's also good data. It's not that the 6 month data isn't low enough. It is. It's just a question of, can we take that with confidence that we're moving sustainably down to 2%? That's really what we're thinking about. In terms of growth, we've had strong growth. I mean, if you take a step back, we've had strong growth, very strong growth last year, going right into the fourth quarter. And yet we've had a very strong labor market, and we've had inflation coming down. So I think, whereas a year ago we were thinking that we needed to see some softening in economic activity, that hasn't been the case. So I think we look at stronger growth. We don't look at it as a problem. I think at this point we want to see strong growth. We want to see a strong labor market. We're not looking for a weaker labor market. We're looking for inflation to continue to come down as it has been coming down for the last 6 months.
And I'm sorry, if I could just follow up very quickly. When you say that you want to make sure that it's a true signal, is there anything that you're seeing in the data that makes you doubt that it's a true signal at this stage?
No, I think I would say it seems to be the likely case that we will achieve that confidence, but we have to achieve it, and we haven't yet. And so, I mean, it's a good story. We have 6 months of good inflation, but you can, and you know this, you can look behind those numbers and you can see that a lot of it's been coming from goods inflation, for example, and goods inflation running significantly negative. It's a reasonable assumption that over time, goods inflation will flatten out, probably approximate zero. That would mean the services sectors would have to contribute more. So, in other words, what we care about is the aggregate number, not so much the composition, but we just need to see more. That's where we are as a committee. We need to see more evidence that sort of confirms what we think we're seeing and that tells us that we are gives us confidence that we're on a path to a sustainable path down to 2% inflation.
Nick Timrose of the Wall Street Journal. Chair Powell, it seems to me you raised rates rapidly over the last 2 years for two reasons. One was the risk of a wage price spiral. Two, there were risks of inflation expectations becoming unanchored. This morning's ECI report for the fourth quarter shows private sector payroll growth running at a sub 4% pace. Inflation expectations are very close to where they were before the inflation emergency of the last 3 years. And given that you appear to have substantially cut off these two tail risks, and that you've judged here today current policy as well into restrictive territory, what good reason is there to keep policy rates above 5%? Are you really going to learn more waiting 6 weeks versus 3 months from now that you have avoided those two risks?
So, as you know, almost every participant on the committee does believe that it will be appropriate to reduce rates. And for partly for the reasons that you say, you know, we feel like inflation is coming down, growth has been strong, the labor market is strong. What we're trying to do is identify a place where we're really confident about inflation getting back down to 2%, so that we can then begin the process of dialing back the restrictive level. So overall, I think people do believe, and as you know, the median participant wrote down 3 rate cuts this year. But I think to get to that place where we feel comfortable starting the process, we need some confirmation that inflation is in fact coming down sustainably to 2%.
If I could ask differently, if you hold rates high as inflation moderates, as it has been, target rates will exceed the prescriptions of the Taylor rule or its variants. What would be the reasoning for holding rates higher than the levels recommended by those rules in the current instance? Well,
I think, as you know, we consult a range of Taylor rules and non-Taylor kind of rules. We consult them regularly. They're in our teal book, and they're in all the materials that we look at. But, you know, I don't think we've ever been at a place where we were setting policy by them. They're, depending on the rule, it will tell you different things. There are many different formulations. Another way to think about it is, implicitly, is so in theory, of course, real rates go up if holding all else equal as inflation comes down. But that doesn't mean we can mechanically adjust policy as real rates, as inflation comes down. It doesn't mean that at all, because for one thing, we don't know. We look at more than just the Fed funds rate. We look at broadly financial conditions. But in addition, we don't know with great confidence where the neutral rate of interest is at any given time. But that also doesn't mean that we wait around for to see the economy turn down, because that would be too late. So we're really in a risk management mode of managing the risk, as I mentioned in my opening remarks, managing the risk that we move too soon and move too late. And I think to move, which is where almost everyone on the committee is in favor of moving rates down this year. But the timing of that is going to be linked to our gaining confidence that inflation is on a sustainable path down to 2%.
Howard.
Hi, thanks, Chair Bell. I'd like you to key in on the use of the word in the statement that inflation still remains elevated. You've pledged to cut rates before inflation reached 2%. So that implies that there's some sort of intermediate step here on inflation, and that a cut would be consequent with a change in the statement language that inflation remains elevated. What's the step down from there?
Yeah, I don't know that we've worked out the particular statement language and that kind of thing. I would just say, if you look at where 12-month inflation is, and it's still well above. Core is 2.9%, for example, 12 months, which is way down from where it was. Very, very positive development, very fast decline, and the case is likely that it will continue to come down. So that's where it is. But we're wanting to see more data.
So if I could follow up on that, the statement allows that you want greater confidence on inflation falling before you cut, but it doesn't mention the other side of the mandate, a slide in employment. Would a slide in employment also bring you to the point of cutting rates? Yes.
So let me say that we're not looking for that. It's not something we're looking for. But yes, if you think about, in the base case, the economy is performing well. The labor market remains strong. If we saw an unexpected weakening in certainly in the labor market, that would certainly weigh on cutting sooner. Absolutely. And if we saw inflation being stickier or higher or those sorts of things, would argue for moving later. In the base case, though, where the economy is healthy and we have ongoing growth, solid growth, we have a strong labor market, we have inflation coming down. That's what people are writing their SEP around. And in that case, what we're saying is, based on that, we think we can and should take advantage of that and be careful as we approach that question of when to begin to dial back restriction.
Claire Jones, Financial Times. Just to circle back to the greater confidence aspect of the statement, there's been a lot of unanimity in recent meetings. I'm just wondering, going forward, when it comes to all needing greater confidence, is the unanimity, or at least consensus among FOMC members, about what the threshold for that greater confidence is? And if not, could you maybe tell us a little bit about the discussion today on, what the variations between FOMC members was on what constitutes enough confidence to cut rates, and also if there was any variation on how quickly that greater confidence threshold could be reached. Thank you.
We're not really at that stage. There was no proposal to cut rates. Some people did talk about their view of the rate path. I would point you to the SEP as good evidence of where people are, although it is one cycle later. So, we're not at a place of really working out those kinds of details, because we weren't actively considering moving the federal funds rate down. I will say there is a wide disparity, a healthy disparity of views, and you see that in public statements, in the minutes and the transcripts when they're released every 5 years. So we do have a healthy set of differences, and I think that's actually essential for making good policy. We're also able to reach agreement generally because we listen to each other, we compromise, and even though not everybody loves what we do, they're able to, for the most part, able to join in. To me, that's a well-functioning public institution.
Rachel.
Hi, Chair Powell, Rachel Siegel from the Washington Post. Thanks for taking our questions. So over the past few years, there have been all these real-time indicators that helped us gain a sharper understanding of where the economy was, like open table data or office attendance. You've talked about vacancies in the past. And I'm wondering at the start of this year, what might be on that dashboard for you that's giving you the clearest picture of the economy, including on rents, if you could touch on that.
Including?
Rent costs.
Yeah. Well, so we're not, it's not the pandemic, so we can actually rely on more traditional forms. People are working, they're getting wages, and the economy is largely reopened and is broadly normalizing, as you see. So I wouldn't say we're looking at that sort of more innovative data as much. You point to rent, so of course we follow the components of inflation very carefully, which would be goods inflation. I talked about that a little bit. You mentioned housing inflation, so the question is, when will these lower market rents find their way into measured rents as measured in PCE inflation? And we think that's coming, and we know it's coming. It's just a question of when and how big it'll be. So but that's in everyone's forecast, I would say. So that will help. But at the same time, we think goods inflation will probably, it's been giving a lot of disinflation to the effort, and probably that declines over time, but it may well have some more time to run. The supply chains are not perfectly back to where they were. In addition, it takes time for the healing process to get into prices. So there may be still a tailwind. We'll find out with that. So we look at the things that relate to our mandate very carefully, and as you would imagine.
I guess just as a quick follow-up, do you feel comfortable at this point saying the economy has reached a soft landing, or is that part of looking for more confidence?
No, I wouldn't say we've achieved that, and I think we have a ways to go. Inflation is still, core inflation is still well above target on a 12-month basis. 12 months is our target. Certainly, I'm encouraged, and we're encouraged by the progress, but we're not declaring victory at all at this point. We think we have a ways to go.
Steve.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You've said that you would know the neutral rate by its works. So I'm wondering what you could tell me. How do you believe the neutral rate is working? We're telling you right now that growth is stronger. In other words, how much is the economy really being restrained right now by the current funds rate? And how much restraint does it really need additionally if inflation is still coming down?
So I think you do see in the interest-sensitive parts of the economy, you do see, for example, housing, you see the effects, you do. Your second question, though, really, I think is important, and that is a lot of this has come through, a lot of the disinflationary process has come through the healing of supply chains and also of the labor market. So you've seen that other set of factors is really different from other cycles and has brought that, working with tighter policy, which has enabled the supply side to recover, I think is that mixture has been behind what has enabled this. So no, we really do think that we're having an effect broadly across the economy. I would point to the interest-sensitive parts of the economy as well as spending generally. But it's a joint story. It's a complicated story.
But how much restraint are you actually imparting to the economy, would you say, relative to the neutral rate?
So I think it's of course, that it's not something you can identify with any precision, but a standard approach would be to take the nominal rate, 5.3%, let's say, and subtract sort of a forward measure of inflation. If you do that, and there are many, many ways to calculate the neutral rate, but that's one I like to do. And you're going to get to something that is materially above mainstream estimates of neutral.
Everyone. They will continue talking about a couple of things that we already know. I always like to listen to everything, but in this case, I will not, because I have to step out, work. But I still had the chance to receive the decision and to listen to his opening and, of course, answering some questions. What we're seeing here, everybody, and it's clear. I'm going to go ahead and maximize everything now. What we're seeing here, and it's clear, is time for buying crypto, it's now. 38,000 rejected. I'm happy with that. You take a look at the month, we just saw it. You take a look at the week, it's coming bullish. About 70 something days away from Bitcoin halving, everybody. So we're going to continue keeping you updated the next 70, 80 days ahead of that Bitcoin halving. And promise you guys that we're going to say it like it is, because numbers are going to triple. Everyone watching, everybody joining. As soon as you see Bitcoin passing that 50,000, 55,000, it's going to triple, guys. It's going to do very well. I'm positive things are going to be fantastic for us. But if we get any type of correction, crash, flash crash or so, something goes down, bankrupt, hacked, no, that's, I'm already used to, guys. I've been in this space since 2020, 2021, and I've seen all the collapses that you could imagine, FTX, Terra Luna. So nothing really faces me, guys, at this point. Shout out to all of you who were here, everybody. But before you leave, don't forget to smash the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. Turn on those notification bells. Love you all for stopping by. And I'm just, looking forward to a really good one. Like I've said, this small trading change is nothing compared to what we're going to be seeing in a few more hours or a few more days. I've been in this space for a while. I know when FOMC meetings arrived, just let China wake up. Just let Asia wake up. They're going to also do some type of changes and trading, and that might bring the prices much crazier, okay? That's always what's going to happen. Fed didn't do anything, just pause, as you can see in the pinned comment. Gary already released all the black swans he got. Yes, this month of January, we got the biggest news of all, which was the Bitcoin ETF approval. Now we got the first FOMC of 2024. Pause. He said, bottom line, that he is seeing progress when it comes to inflation going down to 2%. Not yet victory declared, but positive news nonetheless. Guys, thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate you all. I'll see you next time. I'll keep you updated later on today, and you please be safe. Love you guys. Thanks so much for coming in. Let you go. Take care. Bye-bye. I can see all of this. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. Peace.